What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, who never knows best, and today I'm not actually playing the game. I'm just talking over some gameplay that you guys are seeing in the background. This is from a recent City Mayhem run that I did where I didn't really do too hot, but I figured it would work for this video because we have something very, and I mean very exciting to talk about that I'm very happy to bring to you guys if you haven't already heard the news or this information, because straight from the horse's mouth we have an announcement from the one and only Bandai Namco via their Bandai Namco Esports Twitter. And it is as follows. Let me pull the tweet up for you right here. As of 2:00 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time on May 2nd, 2022, the Bandai Namco Esports Twitter dropped this on us. Hashtag DBFZ, we're currently working on the game balance update, including the Android 21 lab coat DLC, which was released on February 24th, 2022. The details of the release time will be announced at a later date. We hope for your continued support of Dragon Ball FighterZ. And there you have it, boys and girls. They have officially confirmed that we will be getting a balance patch for Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, we don't have any more information or news regarding when or where this announcement will come, but we're getting a patch. Now, as exciting as that is, and we've got a lot to talk about, I don't even know where to start. I do want to start off by saying, let's not get our hopes up too high, you know? I know people are really looking forward to the fact that Android 21 is inevitably and undoubtedly going to be nerfed. I think that was to be expected. I think we all were pretty much like assured that she was going to be nerfed. It was just a matter of time. It was a matter of when. They were kind of silent, but the thing is about it, apparently Damascus, Tyrant, Romanova, our new community manager, and maybe one or two other people were all working very hard and diligently of gathering up community feedback, clips, videos, things of that nature, and then, you know, doing the best that they can to mediate and, like, you know, get that information and, you know, the community pretty much feeling just how everyone feels about the character and the state of the game right now, compiling all that and sending it over to the people at Japan that need to in order to get something done and something changed about the game and that character. And it looks like their hard work paid off, as well as, you know, the community outcry. It worked in the end. Now, I know I went on record to say that I did not want the character to be banned, and I still do feel that way, but that's also obviously been a hot topic of conversation. But now, hopefully, she won't have to be banned. Now, the only thing is, we don't know when this patch is going to come, and we have Combo Breaker coming up in just a few weeks later on this month, which I will be in attendance at. My B&B is booked. I still need to book my flight. Should probably get on that because it's in a couple of weeks. It's like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, somewhere around there. But yeah, I actually will be in Chicago for Combo Breaker, so if you see me, feel free to say what's up. I know a lot of people say that I'm really intimidating when they see me in person because I tend to have a mean mug on my face. I'm also way taller than people expect. I'm 6'3". Some people think I'm like 5'8". I don't know why, but yeah, you can feel free to say what's up. I don't really be dapping people up because, you know, the times that we live in, but I give you a fist bump or something, you know what I'm saying? I stay masked up. I don't really do too many handshakes these days, but it is what it is, and I'll take a picture with you if you want, because people do often ask me for pictures. And anyway, we're getting off topic. DBFZ, this isn't about me. I ain't no fucking celebrity. This is about Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, I love Lab Coat 21, but I understand that the command grab debuff super is ridiculous. I mean, between the Oki, the debuff, the buff that she gets, how fast it is, the damage it does, it being a reversal, invincible, like it's all insane. It's all insane. So we can rest assured that she is going to get toned down. How much is she going to get toned down is yet to be determined, because we have no information regarding that just yet. Also, we're not entirely certain, because we don't know for sure, they haven't said, whether or not other characters will be affected in this patch, but obviously we are all hoping that they will. I want this to be an actual, like, true patch across the board for the characters. Make some changes to the game mechanically, make some changes to a bunch of characters. Don't tone everyone down too much. Labco, obviously she can stand to be knocked down a couple of pegs, but I'm hoping that they treat her kind of like they treated Ultra Instinct Goku, because if you guys remember, Ultra Instinct Goku, when he released, was everywhere. He was rampant. He was easily the most popular character. He was on pretty much every high level team, and if you were watching the World Tour finals back then for every single region, every single player that won every single region for the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour online finals or whatever, they all played UI Goku. Every single one of them. Every single player that won had UI Goku. And honestly, frankly, if there was something else going on like that, you'd probably see the same be the case with Lab Coat 21, where every player would have her on their team, because you've already heard so many high-level players saying that she's a must-play, that you have to play her, which I think is, like, not necessarily true, because I've already seen people beat her, and I've beaten her online, and it's especially not true for people just playing the game casually online. But that's what I hate about the fact that so many players have been so vocal about it. Not to say that they shouldn't be, or that they can't be, but then it makes people of like my level and your level think, oh, I have to play 21, when that's not the case, because I've lost while playing her, and I've beaten people while not playing her that are playing her, you know what I'm saying? So I digress. but I'm hoping that they treat her like Ultra Instinct Goku in the sense that, like, you know, they nerf her, but she's still good. She can still be a good character. I think a lot of people hate her and want to see her die completely. I don't. I love her, so it is what it is. We all have our own biases and characters we like and dislike. Y'all know I've got my select few, which to some of y'all is the whole roster, but it's really like 5 characters. But I've got my characters that I dislike, and if they drop to the bottom of the tier list, I wouldn't really complain too much, but it is what it is. But UI Goku is still a very formidable and arguably, in my opinion, top tier character that you still see pretty commonly. Not obviously on every single top tier team anymore. You see the fusions are really what's taking place right now, and that's another thing that we need to talk about is the fact that if we're going to be getting a balance patch and you're going to be nerfing Lab Coat 21, maybe the fusions could stand to get a couple of adjustments as well, because if you nerf Lab Coat, it's just going to go back to everybody playing the fusions because they're already still there anyway. If you look around, honestly, frankly, most teams you see are still double fusion teams with Lab Coat or Majin, or, you know, it's basically the teams you see the most at every high level, in every region at high level, is some sort of combination of fusions and the 21s, whether it's double fusion 21, double 21 fusion. In America right now, something that's pretty popular is actually playing Blue Goku with double 21. I've seen that a lot, actually, and even a couple of European players. But the point is, yeah, I'm hoping for a balance patch across the board. Now, I'm not so sure I want to go into full detail, like all the way in depth with what I want to see in the patch. We could probably say that for a separate video. Maybe I can even get a guest or two on the channel, who knows, to discuss that with me. We'll see. But I obviously have a whole list of things I'd like to see changed about the game, and I think you guys do as well. Which, by the way, excuse me, that was weird. Which, by the way, if you have something that you want to see changed to the game, if you have ideas for what you'd like to see in a balance patch, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions and like to know what you'd like to see changed about the game, because not only do I want buffs and nerfs to certain characters, not too many nerfs, but not only do I want changes to characters, I want changes to the game itself, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. As a lot of you already know, as I've already made it aware, this current version of Dragon Ball FighterZ is my least favorite version of the game so far. It is the least fun and least enjoyable the game has been in its 4 years, in my opinion, and I think a lot of you guys honestly feel the same. And the thing is, there's a lot of good things about this version, there's a lot of bad things, but for me, this version has the most things that I dislike about it. Obviously, I'm a very vocal and opinionated guy. You guys watch my videos, I complain about some of the same things all the time and acknowledge the things that I don't like about the game, whether it be the C assist, or limit break, or the fact that Vegito's fucking probably the second best character in the game behind Lab Coat, IMO, and I've always hated that character, so the fact that he's top tier now grinds my gears, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And any number of things, and like EX moves being ridiculous, and the damage, and then like the game's still taking forever, but then certain characters like killing you in one touch, and it's just all over the place, man, you know what I'm saying? So that being said, I have my own list of ideas of things I want to see in a potential balance patch that are not exclusive simply to characters, but I will say Vegito 5M, that move might have to get toned down a little bit too. Just make it a little bit slower, give it a little less recovery, even the range, something's got to give. I don't know, that's just me, it's fine. I don't, it is what it is. I figured it. Buff Trunks? By the way, just buff Trunks, please, a tiny bit. He's bottom 5. Yamcha, I don't even like Yamcha that much, but god damn, the character's trash now. Goodness gracious, he didn't deserve those nerfs. He didn't. Neither did Base Vegeta. Give me back my rocket kick. I'm getting all over the place. Anyway, yeah. So a balance patch is coming now. My theory is that we will get the patch before Evo, but I don't know when exactly. I don't think it's going to happen before Combo Breaker, because like I said, Combo Breaker's happening in just a couple of weeks, and it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense, and it'd kind of be a bad move on their part to implement a new patch so soon, right before a major tournament, which is going to be one of the biggest tournaments of the year, unless the only thing that happens is that they nerf 21, which would be a double-edged sword, because that would mean that we can play on the new patch and 21 wouldn't ruin Combo Breaker, but then that wouldn't really be that exciting and that fresh for the game for her to be the only character that gets affected. Now, the thing is, that very well could be the case. She might be the only character that gets touched at all in this patch, but I think you and I are all hoping that that is in fact not the case. So that being said, I think the patch won't come until after Combo Breaker. Will it come before or after CEO? I'm not really sure. I'm also wondering when and where they're going to announce more details about this, because will they do it at a fighting game tournament like CEO, like Summer Jam, like Evo, or will it come before that? Will they do their own thing? Will it just be randomly on Twitter? Because there was nothing that preceded this, that, you know, like this tweet just kind of came out of nowhere. And again, this has been the result of the hard work of our community managers and those ambassadors that are working with Bandai Namco, and you know, have been able to, you know, compile this information for them and give it on over to those that have the power higher up to sort of make some changes and let our voices be heard, right? Which, by the way, with that being said, I just want to make it known, I just want to make a point real quick. I don't, how do I word this properly? I feel like people too often start attacking people and making demands towards people on Twitter that don't really have the power, and like they have power to a degree, but they're not the ones at the end of the day who have the final say so or are making changes. So as appreciative as I am of the people that I named earlier who had a hand in helping, you know, this patch come to fruition, for better or worse, whatever happens, it's yet to be seen. But don't go yelling at English-speaking people on Twitter as if they're the ones who are developers or producers for the game and can make changes. At most, they can let our voices be heard, but at the end of the day, they're not the ones who are making those changes. And there's so much that they've done and have tried to do that obviously has not yielded any result. Probably the biggest example of that being rollback netcode. You think anybody who's an ambassador or community manager or works closely with DBFZ hasn't tried to get rollback implemented into this game? I promise you that they have. So with that being said, just be careful about how you talk to these people. They're working hard, they're doing their jobs, and they're doing everything that they can to support the game and bring us as much news, information, updates, and changes that we want to it as they possibly can. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, I think we'll most likely get the announcement or the patch or whatever after Combo Breaker. I don't think it'll be too much longer after that. I'd like to say next month in June. I don't know if we have any other like bigger tournament going on other than Summer Jam, and I don't know the date for Summer Jam off the top of my head, but I know that CEO is in July, EVO will be in August, and then so on and so forth as the year proceeds. I don't remember what other tournaments are coming after that, but yeah, so things are going to change. Hopefully a few things are going to change. Like I said, this is my least favorite version of the game, and I still enjoy it, but I will be honest and I will admit that I have not been enjoying DBFZ as much as I used to, and it's not because of burnout, it's not because the game is 4 years old, it's because, well, frankly, the community feels a bit weird to be a part of lately because it's so split and everyone's so polarized, or things are so polarizing right now, right? People are very unhappy with the state of the game, which makes it kind of like uncomfortable to like be in and play, especially when I'm guilty of loving Lab Coat 21 and everybody hates it, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But also just because, like I said, there's so many things about this current version that I'm not a big fan of. Obviously, my favorite character in the game sucks. The character I hate the most is top 3, like, but that's my own personal bias, it's my own personal opinion. Obviously everybody has their own opinion, and a lot of you guys think this is the best version of the game, because to this season's credit, this is probably the version of the game where the most characters are viable. But another thing that's worth noting and bringing up is that no matter what changes are made, at the end of the day, top tiers will always be top tiers. At the highest level of play, people are going to figure out what the top 5 characters are and make different versions of those teams, a different version of teams with those characters, and then all the sheep who don't think for themselves and just play whatever's strong will follow suit, right? If in the next patch the best characters are Tien, Nappa, Krillin, and fucking, I don't know, Blue Goku or some shit, then those are the characters niggas are gonna play, right? I wanted to pick somebody else, even if it's like Ginyu and Fat Boo. Like if those characters are broken somehow, then that's what niggas are gonna gravitate towards. And obviously all those characters I just named are not particularly popular right now. They all have some players that utilize them, but you don't really see them at no high level tournaments, but you would if they were top tier. So that's just always going to be the case. No matter what character you like or dislike, no matter what characters are strong, the characters that are the strongest are always going to stand out the most and rise above the rest of the cast. But I will say that this is probably close to the most balanced the roster has been until Lab Coat came around. But yeah, I think it's also the most obnoxious that things have been, because before, right, when you had like season 1 and 2, well, no, people hated season 2. I'm like the only person I feel like who liked season 2, because everybody hated GT Goku, and I didn't like GT Goku that much either. When I was fighting him, I liked using him, but I didn't actually main him. Plus, people hated the snap meta. I love the snap meta because I played 18 and even 21 can utilize snap really well. And I played Bardock. Y'all was getting fuzzied out here. And you know what's fucked up about that? When I learned how to fuzzy, like a month later is when they finally took it out. Because like I hadn't like really practiced the way I was supposed to. But neither here nor there. Anyway, there was a lot more broken shit in season 1 that we dealt with and put up with, and characters were like way stronger back then than they are now. But there was a lot of them: Gotenks, Kid Buu, Cell, Adult Gohan, Android 16, Bardock. All these characters were ridiculous. Yamcha, even though we didn't know it then. Gotenks, we didn't know it at first either. Yahozi did. Sonic Fox realized it later. But yeah, and then Kazunoko was running season 1 with that Gotenks, Gohan, Yamcha team. That shit was broken. But yeah, man, I'm all over the place. Like I said, I have a whole list of things I want to talk about for what I'd like to see in a patch. I probably could have done it in this video, but I already knew I was going to be rambling and be on all sorts of different tangents. And as you guys can tell by how fast I've been talking about this entire video, I'm really excited. I'm really hyped. I'm hoping that this next patch shakes things up, brings some new life into the game, brings some players back, get some new players involved, and, you know, shakes up the roster a little bit in terms of, like, you know, just switching up the meta and, like, who's strong, who's the strongest, whatever. Just because it's always nice to see some fresher faces and just shake things up and see different characters, because the fusions and and the 21s have been running things for too long already in a lot of people's opinion, and mine included. Even though I love the 21s, hopefully they don't really tone down Majin 21 too much though, because I don't really think she deserves it or needs it. And even like Vegito, Gogeta, and the rest of them, they don't really need to be toned down that much either. I really just think it's Vegito's 5M. You nerf that move, that one button, I think it's just like, I'll just deal with it. But that shit's kind of crazy. But it is what it is. Yeah, 21's gonna get nerfed. How much, we don't know yet. They're probably definitely going to neuter that command grab super, as they probably should for the health of the game. And that's another thing too, is that whether or not I agree with certain things, no matter how I feel, I am in favor of the greater good. So if like nerfing lab coat or banning her was what made people happier, what got more people to play the game and keep supporting the game, I'm here for that. I love the character to death, but it is what it is. And the same thing even goes for like Vegito. Like if they want to leave Vegito as it is, and that's what the majority wanted, which it isn't, but I'm just saying for example, for all intents and purposes, I'd be like, I'd still talk shit about the character, but like it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's pretty much that on that. So like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you guys excited? Are you nearly as excited as I am? I can't wait, because fighting games have been pretty soul crushing to play lately. I'm not gonna lie, DBFZ obviously has been in a very weird state. Tekken 7 is not without flaw either. For me, Tekken 7 is one of the most soul-crushing games to play because it's so difficult and it feels so bad when you lose. And it's also extremely rewarding because it feels so good when you win. And I may or may not have some more Tekken 7 videos coming soon, but stay tuned for that. And then I think even in Street Fighter 5, they just released a brand new DLC character named Luke or something that's like terrorizing everybody, and people's like, oh, this fucking scrubby ass broken ass characters carrying people. And then in Guilty Gear, you have Happy Chaos and Ram running rampant, even though Nagoriyuki Yuki's really the character that's winning everything because Otashi's got like, but niggas still hate Ram and Happy Chaos the most, even though I don't think Happy Chaos has won any events that I can think of in recent memory. But it's whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And then P4AU doesn't have that big of a player base, and the rollback isn't there yet. And then it's just like, man. I think KOF actually has some broken ass DLC characters in it right now too, doesn't it? I think I saw a tweet about something about Team Southtown or something. I don't really know what that's all about, but you guys can feel free to let me know. I don't know. I didn't play KOF. I didn't find it very fun or enjoyable, so I never really got into it. It just wasn't for me. But yeah, okay. I think that's enough for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all this content I put on bring you. With all that being said, it's pretty much off today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.